Lewis Hamilton is on the brink of receiving a game-changing boost, one that couldn't come at a more critical moment. As Ferrari faces mounting pressure ahead of the Monaco Grand Prix, a wave of leaked upgrades to Hamilton's SF25 has surfaced, and they might just reshape the entire trajectory of his weekend. This isn't just another minor tweak, it represents a bold shift in design philosophy and signals, for the first time, that Ferrari may be preparing to fight for more than just survival. Hamilton's journey with Ferrari was never going to be straightforward. But this weekend in Monte Carlo might finally mark the turning point. After weeks of setbacks, questionable strategy calls, and underwhelming results, the revelation of these new upgrades could completely alter the dynamics of the SF25. Even more importantly, they've been tailored specifically for the unique demands of the Monaco circuit. This isn't just any race, it's Monaco, the crown jewel of the Formula One calendar. A place where qualifying reigns supreme and even the smallest mistake can destroy a weekend. In a desperate bid to revive their season, Ferrari has looked back to what once worked and brought it forward, with enhancements. So if you want to know what's changed, how these upgrades could impact Hamilton's performance in Monaco, and why this might be the pivotal moment of his season, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around, because we're breaking down every detail of these stunning modifications and their implications for one of the sport's most iconic events. Now, what exactly has been leaked? The most significant update ahead of Monaco is Ferrari's decision to bring back the rear wing from the SF24, a component last seen during Charles Leclerc's dominant weekends at Monte Carlo between 2018 and 2024. This specific wing, engineered for maximum downforce and airflow control at low speeds, was a key factor in securing pole positions and race wins at a track where grid position is everything. Technically, this revised wing features a longer central support, a steeper angle of attack, and an improved end plate structure, all aimed at boosting rear-end grip in slow corners without adding excessive drag on straights, which are nearly non-existent in Monaco anyway. This retro-inspired change isn't just about nostalgia. It's an admission that the current SF25 setup hasn't delivered the aerodynamic balance its predecessor once achieved. Telemetry and simulator data revealed a noticeable instability in the rear of the car when accelerating out of slow corners like Rascasse and Portier. This backward-looking but forward-thinking solution might be exactly what Hamilton needs to finally flip the script in 2025. This is where rear-end stability becomes everything, especially for Lewis Hamilton, who has struggled throughout the early races of 2025 with abrupt loss of grip and unpredictable weight transfer. Ferrari's current rear wing setup, born from the SF25's ground effect design philosophy, was engineered with a broader aerodynamic window, intended to be versatile across a range of circuits from Jeddah to Spa. But in Monaco, adaptability becomes a liability. What matters here is pinpoint accuracy and consistent behavior, and that's precisely what the updated SF24 style configuration is designed to deliver. But the rear wing isn't the only piece of the puzzle. Behind the scenes, Ferrari's engineering team has been working to address long-standing issues in the SF25's chassis stiffness and its erratic ride height control. In Monaco, these factors are especially critical due to the severe vertical forces the car endures under braking and over bumps. Consider the violent compressions at the swimming pool chicane or the relentless undulations near Mirabeau and La Rascasse. A stiff, unforgiving car doesn't just lose lap time, it becomes borderline undrivable when the rear axle unpredictably unloads or slips. That's where a more subtle but crucial secondary upgrade comes in. Ferrari has started implementing a recalibrated suspension setup. While not the full rear suspension overhaul scheduled for Silverstone, this update involves revised suspension geometry based on the existing hardpoints within the SF25's gearbox housing. These adjustments, altering some linkage angles by around 20 mm, might seem minor, but they allow the car to run a lower static ride height while retaining vertical compliance under load. For Hamilton, this could make all the difference. His frustrations this season haven't stemmed from a lack of outright speed, but from the absence of trust in the car, particularly when diving into tight corners or trying to power out of them. His inputs have been clean and deliberate, but the SF25 hasn't rewarded that finesse. With the extra rear downforce and fine-tuned suspension behavior, the goal is for Hamilton to regain command mid-corner, confidently hit apexes, and exit without fearing snap oversteer, an issue that's plagued him in places like Miami and Jeddah. And let's not overlook the importance of traction zones in Monaco. Monte Carlo features 17 critical acceleration phases, where cars surge from below 90 km per hour to over 200 km per hour within tight confines. Any instability in the rear not only hampers exit speed but also ruins tire temperature in a single push lap. That's where qualifying is won or lost. And when it comes to qualifying in Monaco, the stakes couldn't be higher. History is clear. 18 of the last 20 races here were won from the front row. If these upgrades help Hamilton extract just 2 or 3 extra tenths in qualifying, that could be enough to move him from the usual P8 or P9 slot up to P3, or even P2. And in Monte Carlo, that can make the difference between another frustrating Sunday and a shot at victory. That could completely reshape the outlook for Hamilton's weekend. And by the way, if you found this breakdown insightful so far, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the end. Because we're about to dive even deeper into how these upgrades could not only redefine Hamilton's race in Monaco but potentially transform Ferrari's entire strategy for the rest of the 2025 season. Let's return to the setup specifics. In tandem with the suspension changes, Ferrari has slightly softened the damper settings to better absorb energy over the curbs, a crucial adjustment for sections like the S-exit and the tunnel exit, where bottoming out is common. Hamilton, known for his sensitivity in brake modulation and pedal feel, reportedly had Ferrari tweak the braking balance and cooling ducts to suit his driving preferences. It's a subtle but significant move designed to give him the confidence to brake later and harder, 2 vital ingredients for pace around Monaco. But there's one more critical factor: tire warm-up. One of Ferrari's biggest weaknesses all year has been its inability to bring tires up to temperature quickly on outlaps, severely undermining qualifying performance. However, with the added downforce from the SF24 rear wing and reduced mechanical stiffness, tire surface temperatures are expected to build more consistently. That means Hamilton might finally get a car that responds the moment he starts a flying lap, not one that needs a couple of corners to come alive. Put it all together and the potential is real. Not guaranteed, but tangible. For the first time this year, Hamilton enters a weekend where the car's setup philosophy matches the track, where mechanical and aerodynamic enhancements align with his unique driving style, and where Ferrari has responded, not with empty reassurances, but with concrete solutions. So, can these changes genuinely turn things around for Hamilton in Monaco? Based on everything we've uncovered, from the reintroduction of the high-downforce SF24 rear wing to the revised suspension geometry, the retuned damper configuration, and improved tire warm-up behavior, the answer isn't just yes. This might be his best opportunity yet to fight for a podium at a traditional Grand Prix this season. These aren't random upgrades. They're targeted fixes for Ferrari's most glaring flaws: rear-end instability, traction unpredictability, and cold tire performance, all of which are brutally exposed on Monaco's unforgiving street layout. And for a driver like Hamilton, who thrives when the car is connected beneath him, who pushes braking zones with surgical precision, and who understands tire behavior in street circuits better than almost anyone, these updates aren't just beneficial. They're absolutely vital. Beyond the technical impact, there's a psychological element that can't be overlooked. After weeks of battling with an uncooperative car, Hamilton finally heads into a race weekend with a setup tailored to his strengths. No compromises. No gamble on unpredictable balance. This is Ferrari saying, "We heard you. Now go show what you're capable of." Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc comes into Monaco still bitter about a missed opportunity at Imola, where a team strategy call saw Hamilton pit first and capitalize. If these upgrades allow Hamilton to outqualify and outrun Leclerc in Monaco, of all places, in front of his home crowd, it won't just shake up the race order. It could permanently alter Ferrari's internal dynamics. And let's not forget what Monaco represents: prestige, pressure, and legacy. If Hamilton extracts the full potential of these upgrades and finally lands a podium, or even more, it could mark the moment where Ferrari's 2025 storyline pivots from quiet collapse to a silent resurgence. So yes, these leaked upgrades really could change everything. Not just for Lewis Hamilton. Not just for Ferrari's Monaco Grand Prix. But for the entire trajectory of their 2025 campaign. And if you've stayed with us this far, thank you. Be sure to like the video, subscribe for more in-depth F1 analysis, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment. Because Hamilton's story at Ferrari is still unfolding, and Monaco could be the plot twist no one saw coming.